but climate change may have the dire consequences for everyday water resources. Climate change is already affecting water resources for people around the world, causing more severe droughts, floods. Increasing global temperatures are one of the main contributors to this problem. Climate change impacts the water cycle by influencing when, where, and how much precipitation falls. It also leads to more severe weather events over time. Increasing global temperature cause water to evaporate in larger amounts, which will lead to higher levels of atmospheric water vapor and more frequent, heavy, and intense rains in the coming years. Climate scientists predict that this shift will lead to more floods since more water will fall than vegetation and soil can absorb. The remaining water or runoff drains into nearby waterways, picking up contaminants like fertilizer on the way. Excess runoff eventually travels to larger bodies of water like lakes, estuaries, and the ocean, polluting the water supply and limiting water access for humans and ecosystems. When fertilizers from farming wash into lakes and the ocean, they promote the rapid growth of algae. These resulting algae blooms clog coast and waterways with clouds of green, blue green, red, or brown algae. The blooms block sunlight from reaching underwater life and diminishes oxygen levels within the water. Toxins from the blooms can kill off fish and other aquatic animals, make people sick, and even kill humans. These toxins are especially dangerous because they can survive purification processes, making tap water unfit to consume once contaminated. Algal blooms also impact industry that rely on the water for businesses and often cause local waterfronts to shut down during blooms. As the climate warms, harmful algal blooms happen more often and becomes more severe as the ocean warms. As the ocean warms, freshwater glaciers around the earth begins to melt at an unsustainable rate, which result in rising sea levels. The freshwater from the melted glacier eventually runs into the ocean. With the rising of sea levels, salt water can more easily contaminate underground freshwater bearing rocks called aquifers. A process called desalination removes salt from salt water, but it is a last resort, energy intensive, costly process for places where there are persistent droughts and fresh water is lacking. The Middle East, North Africa, the Middle East, North Africa, and the Caribbean use desalination to produce fresh water out of necessity. In the northern hemisphere, where snow, a freshwater source, typically accumulates, warmer temperature mean less snowfall, which leaves less water available in local reservoirs after winter. This negatively impacts farmers who are left without enough water to irrigate their crops in the growing season. There are many things that everyone can do to lessen the impact of climate change. Some measures include growing your own fruits and vegetables on or buying locally grown produce since produce is often transported to grocery stores from far away by trucks, which add more carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, which could also walk or ride a bike instead of driving a car. On a larger scale, industries that are dependent on fossil fuels need to make the switch to renewable, cleaner energy sources to influence our planet for the better. Thank you. Please subscribe, like, and comments.